Hello everyone, I'm Twinkle Sharma helping you to crack cloud certification. So today we will start with Amazon Web Services. Our first question arrived while listening this, what is AWS Cloud? So AWS Cloud is a secure cloud platform that offers compute power. Compute powers means like virtual machine, virtual servers and our databases, storage, networking, databases, machine learning and more to help businesses and individuals build and scale applications quickly. We can create the application inside the AWS cloud, or we can host our websites and other things at this platform. So, what is the AWS cloud history? In 2002, internally launched it is. In 2003, Amazon infrastructure is one of their core strength idea to market. Then in 2004, launched publicly with SQS. In 2006, it is relaunched publicly with SQS, S3 and EC2. After that, 2007 launched in Europe, and then we have the Dropbox, Airbnb, Netflix, NASA's, and others are the cloud based apps. After that, features of AWS cloud. What is the features of this cloud? Is it is a on demand, means use resources only when you need them, pay as you go, right? As the Azure also giving this, the as you need the product or the service you have to pay only for that. Then we have the scalable and elastic. It is scale up and down automatically based on our demand and our requirements. Then we have the global infrastructures. It is available across multiple regions and availability zones worldwide. Then we have the secure, in which offers high level of encryptions, which is identity access management compliance. Then we have the broad service offering 200 plus fully featured service like EC2, S3, RDS, Lambda, etc. In this course we will also cover 30 plus services of AWS. Please get connected for the further informations. Then we have the popular AWS services, which is EC2, S3, RDS, Lambda, VPC, CloudFront, IAM. EC2 is a compute services which is used to launch web servers. We are on also can the virtual machines, virtual servers to run applications. Then we have the S3 storage, store and retrieve unlimited data at any time. RDS, it is a database. Many database service supports MySQL, PostgreSQL, etc. Then we have Lambda. Lambda is a serverless run code without provisioning servers. VPC is a networking setup isolated virtual networks in the cloud. CloudFront is a content delivery category in which fast content delivery via edge locations. Then we have the IAM, which is a secure comes in the security categories, which is used to manage access and permissions to AWS services. Then we have AWS cloud use cases. First is, as we I have told, that web hosting or a website hosting. Example, hosting static or a dynamic website using Amazon S3, EC2 or a Route 53. Then benefit is a high availability, auto scaling, and global reach. Use case, a startup launch its landing page using S3 static hosting and CloudFront for fast global delivery. Backup and disaster recovery, example, use Amazon S3, Glacier, or AWS backup to store backups. Benefit durable encrypted backups with lifecycle management. Or we can say that the use cases is like a bank stores encrypted data daily database backups with 99.9999% durability. After that, we have the data analytics and big data, which has the examples of Amazon, Redshift, Athena, EMR, and Kinesis. Benefit is the real time and batch processing of large data sets. Use case is Netflix analysis, viewing data to recommend content in real time. Machine learning and AI use Amazon SageMaker and comprehend Lex. So its benefit is to pre-built AI services or custom model training without managing infrastructure. Then we have a use case. A retail app uses Amazon recognition to match customer faces for identity verification. Then we have the DevOps and CI/CD automation. DevOps CI/CD, which is used for a code pipeline, code deploy, cloud formation, elastic beanstalk. Benefit: automate build, test, and deploy processes. Use cases: to development team uses AWS to deploy updates to a production website automatically. Then we have the IoT, Internet of Things, which is use AWS IoT Core, Greengrass, IoT Analytics. Benefits: securely connect, monitor, and manage IoT devices. Use case: a smart farming company use AWS IoT to monitor soil sensors and automate watering. Then we have another is the mobile and web backend. Example: use AWS Amplify, API Gateway, Dynamo, DB, Cognito. Benefit: rapid backend development, secure APIs, and authentication. Use case: a mobile app uses AWS Amplify for fast deployment with Cognito handling with user logins. Then we have enterprise IT migration. Migrate VM using AWS Migration Hub, server migration service, SMS, or Snowball. Cut infrastructure costs, improve scalability. Use case: a university moves its on premises student portal to AWS for 24/7 or 24 by 7 access and cost saving. Then we have the gaming. Gaming is a game life GameLift, EC2, and CloudWatch use. After the benefit is a scalable game hosting with analytics and multiplayer matchmaking. And use case are online game scales up compute capacity during peak usage hours automatically. Then we have the content delivery and media streaming. Use CloudFront, Media Convert, Elastic Transcoder. Low latency content streaming to a global audience. A video platform streams high quality videos globally using AWS Media Services. Then we have the pricing model in AWS. AWS uses a pay as you go model, no upfront investment, pay only what you use, free tier available for 12 months, plus always free services you can get in a free tier. Then we have what is an AWS region. An AWS region is a geographical area where Amazon has multiple data centers. The multiple data centers is contained in the AWS grouped in to availability zones. Each region is isolated from others to provide fault tolerance, stability, and compliance with the data residencies law. If we have a one region by mistakes it not working, then other will do the that its work. Reasons: a physical location with at least two availability zone. Uh, and what is the availability zone? A group of one or a more isolated data centers with redundant power and networking. Edge location: a CDN endpoint used by CloudFront to catch content closer to users. Then we have why regions matter. Regions matters because of latency, redundancy, compliance, disaster recovery. Use regions to back up and failover strategies in the disaster. Then latency is used to deploy resources close to users for faster performance. Redundancy distribute across multiple availability zones for higher availability. Compliance choose regions based on data privacy or local regulation. Then we have how to use an AWS region. The first is a proximity to user. Then we have pricing, compliance, and data residency, service availability, disaster recovery needs, testing, and development are the factors. And what to consider in the proximity of users, we can choose a regions close to your end users to reduce latency and improve performance. Then we have the pricing cost of EC2, S3, RDS, etc. vary by region. Some regions are cheaper and some regions are higher than your reasonable price. After that, compliance and data resistancy. Some data must stay in a specific country due to regulations. Example GDPR, RBI, HIPAA. Then we have service availability. Not all AWS services are available in every region. Check the AWS regional services in the list. Okay, I will also show you in the upcoming video. Okay, use a secondary reason for backup failure or multi reason architectures. Use how low cost and sandbox reasons for dev and testing environments will be. Let me show you the AWS regional service list. These are the services: Amazon Fargate, Amazon Recognition, Amazon Transcribe Call Analytics, Amazon or AWS Managed Service. What are the AWS availability zones? AWS availability zones are physically separated data centers within an AWS region, each with independent power, cooling, and networking, but interconnected with the low latency links. Think of a region as a city and availability zones as neighborhoods separate but close enough to communicate fast and reliably. Then we have why use multiple availability zones because it is highly availability, multi availability zones, databases, fault isolation, disaster recovery. Then how availability zones will help run app services 2 plus availability zones so failure is one doesn't bring down the entire service. Then we have the multiple availability zone databases services like RDS replicate your database across availability zones for failover. Isolate different components, web app database across availability zones to minimize blast radius. Then we have replicate workloads data to another availability zone in the same regions. What is AWS point of presence POP? Point of presence is in AWS refers to edge locations and regional edge caches part of AWS content delivery network that brings content closer to your users for lower latency, faster delivery, and better performance. These are used mainly by Amazon CloudFront, AWS Global Accelerator, Route 53, and AWS WF. Types of AWS point of presence: edge location, regional edge cache, global accelerator, POPs. Description for the edge location is the data centers where AWS caches content using CloudFront for global users. Then we have the regional edge cache, larger intermediate cache layer between the origin and edge locations. Then we have the global accelerator POP is used by AWS Global Accelerator to improve performance of global applications. Why are edge location important? Because it is low latency, reach, global reach, cost optimization, security. So low latency is a content is served from the nearest edge location, not from the origin server. Then we have the global reach deliver apps and media to users worldwide with the consistent performance. Cost optimization reduce load on your origin service, saving data transfer and compute costs. Integrated with AWS, WAF, Shield, TLS, and encryption features. Then we have the common services using edge locations. Amazon CloudFront, Amazon Global Accelerator, AWS Shield, WF Route 53. So the CDN for websites, APIs, multi-files is the purpose for the CloudFront, and the purpose to improve global app performance using POP is for the global accelerator, protect apps at the edge from DDoS and other attacks is the AWS Shield and WAF. DNS service with latency based routing from Edge is Route 53. Hope you will get all the points about the AWS and its service, some services of AWS we will cover in our next video all in depth. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.